Hi guys, Ellen Red coming on to talk a little bit today about who the Antichrist is. I had somebody ask me this question, asked me to make a video on it, so I wanted to come on and go over it a little bit. I wish these things were easier to describe because, as you may or may not know, you are a multi-dimensional being, so you have many aspects to yourself. You have your third dimensional self, and you have your fourth dimensional self, and your fifth dimensional self, and so on and so forth. Well, the Antichrist is in many ways similar to that, in that the Antichrist is not only multi-dimensional, but also a collective of beings, much like the light workers are a collection of beings, and much like the armies are a collection of beings. The dark forces, or the Antichrist itself, is a collection of beings that are following a belief structure that is contrary to Prime Creator's original blueprint design for the soul and for humanity. And so, for those of you who don't know about that galactic war that existed long before mortals, before anybody incarnated onto the earth, anybody at all, there was a huge galactic war. And in that war, there were a collective of beings. They call them the fallen angels, or the Nephilim, or the Anunnaki. But these beings, archons, sorry, the spirit's telling me to tell you that some of the other beings that are involved in this, these beings did not want to live according to Prime Creator's original blueprint design in the cosmos. There are spiritual laws, and there's a galactic collective. You probably heard the Galactic Federation of Light. There are spiritual codes and spiritual laws in the universe that govern universal law, multiversal law, in humanity as well. Earth, free will, which is part of that free will. And so this collective of beings didn't choose to serve the Prime Creator, and therefore, because they were given an opportunity to choose which path they wanted to take, and they didn't want to take that path, they also had free will. And because they didn't take that path, many of them didn't get given a physical body on the earth plane. And so they were given a different realm to rule over. That's the fourth dimension. And in that fourth dimension, they have many gifts, many great gifts. And many of those gifts are more intellectual or more highly advanced than most of humanity is aware of or can access in themselves. But they are allowed to rule the fourth dimension. Yet they don't get a physical body, and they really want a physical body because the physical body is what every soul wants for lots of reasons. The body's it's the greatest tool and gift that you're ever going to have. So because they're not able to have a physical body, but they have higher intelligence, or at least they know how to access higher intelligence than most humans, they've done a lot of very dark things to affect humanity. And they have the ability to use these kind of technologies to alter your minds, to affect you in ways that you don't even really know that you're being affected until you get very good in your ascension path at managing your own energy. So the Antichrist collective is a set of beings, both in that dimension as well as on the earth plane, meaning that even those who are incarnated on the earth plane, they can be infected or affected by the Antichrist energy or beings that are serving in that collective. Because again, it's a collective. It's like an army, Antichrist isn't just one guy with a red tail and fire coming out of his ears. The Antichrist is a collective of beings. And those beings from that dimension are also affecting beings in the earth dimension. So the Antichrist can influence humans. And that's why you see a lot of humans doing things that are terrible, terrible. Raping kids and murdering and stealing and wars and all of those things are Antichrist. That is not in alignment with your true blueprint. That is not the way that Source Creator intended for humanity to live on this planet. That is all Luciferian or Antichrist. And it is unfortunately being presented to humans in ways that seem rational and logical and reasonable, because it's coming into your mind matrix. You start to think about it and say, yeah, wait a minute, that person is trying to steal my land and I have a right to my land, so I should kill them. All of that's causing mind matrix distortions, which is how the Antichrist influences you and affects or infects the soul. So the Antichrist, again, is an energy. It's also thought forms, and it can infect and influence you and or other human beings. And it is doing so quite profoundly at this time, unfortunately. So you're seeing all of this unfoldment of chaos and distortion and wars and hate and conflict and duality and everything else, because the Antichrist is infecting the souls of those who are unaware of what is going on collectively and in the higher dimensions. The war between good and evil is an astral war. If you are not working through this on the astral levels, then you need to up your game. You need to begin by really paying attention to where your energy is going and what you're thinking. Is this thought that you're thinking really yours? Is it really okay to hate a group of people based on their skin color because of, does it matter what happened at any point in time in life? Hate is hate, and hate is Antichrist. Antichrist is affecting people on all levels, from all angles right now. And I can assure you that these archons and these dark beings and these collective that are in the Antichrist collective are in full force right now, full force. And in ways that they've never been before. This is all biblical also. It's prophecy. So what's unfolding right now, is prophecy. It's prophecy. And it is the Antichrist going full force to have full control over humanity. And control is not at all in alignment with God or Source or Prime Creator or spiritual law. Control is the energy, the belief that got Satan or Antichrist kicked out of the heavens, because control is contrary to spiritual law. It is contrary to the Prime Creator's design and blueprint for the soul for many reasons that are very difficult to explain. But you can feel it. If you ever feel somebody trying to have control over you, you can feel that it is against your soul. The soul immediately wants to do the opposite of what somebody's trying to tell them to do, because they don't want to be controlled, because in your spirit's coded to know better. And that's exactly why Antichrist or Satan or whatever you want to call it was not allowed in the higher realms. And I'm talking higher realms, not fourth dimension, but higher than that. They're not allowed there, because that is it won't be accepted. It cannot. They may have a rule over the fourth dimension, but they do not, and they will not, and are not allowed in higher dimensions. So the Antichrist collective, the archons, the Nephilim, the Anunnakis, the Greys, the Dracos, the dark beings, those who are choosing to do this darkness, are working against your free will. And they're using you, they're using humanity to fulfill their darkness. And they are using humans and infecting the minds of humans to cause them to live out of alignment with the soul. That's what the Antichrist is. The Antichrist is an energy. It's a collective. It's a lot of beings doing a lot of things that are against God. That's what the Antichrist is. It's not one person. It's a collective. And it's against love. It's against the spiritual laws. It's against truth. It's against the commandments, the holy commandments. It's against your true blueprint of your soul. You have this blueprint coded into you. So when you really start to pay attention to how you feel, you're going to be able to see it and feel something doesn't feel right. Why? You need to start to look at that, because how you feel is going to tell you whether something is in alignment with your truth or not. Your feelings alone can tell you. That's why it's so important for you to start to recognize your energy, to be conscientious about your energy, and to recognize others' energies, and to make sure that you're not opening yourself to energy that you don't feel right with. People are going to say things to you and you're going to think it sounds rational or logical, but something inside makes you feel like something isn't right. You need to look at that. You need to look at it. Don't ignore it. Look at it, because that is how important this work is. It is literally going to save your soul. Really, truly. So anyhow, I hope that that was helpful. I'm going to end the video there. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me. Also, if you feel like this can help others, please like and share it out so that I can spread the word more broadly. I would really appreciate it. Namaste.